Swalwell.
Thank you, Chairman Lamborn, and appreciate you allowing me to participate in this hearing. And the chair did reference a vote that was taken last evening on critical earths, and it was the result of a bill that I authored a year ago, and cooperation between me and the majority leader, as well as Chairman Lamar Smith of the Science Committee, both of whom supported the legislation and encouraged its passage, and the chairman spoke in favor of it. And I also believe that this bill reflected what people at home want to see in Congress, which is a bill that started with loan guarantees for research and development in rare earth elements, and then through compromise and talking to each other, that part was taken out so that we could get the U.S. Government in the game as far as research and development, so we could make sure we're producing the elements that power cell phones, airplanes, wind turbines, etc. And so, as was alluded to by the Ranking Member Holt, to our surprise, groups like Club for Growth and Heritage Action came out against the bill, and they put forward myths about the bill that did not exist. They said that it had loan guarantees. It did not. They said that it spent new money. It did not. And they said that it created a new program. And it did not. And I came to this committee hearing hoping, Mr. Chair, to work with you and the committee and find a bipartisan way to dispel these myths and see what we can do to truly, as I said, get the United States in the game when it comes to rare earth elements, to make sure that we do not cede leadership to China. And that's my first question is, as everyone here knows, China generates 97% of the world's rare earth element supply, 80% of rare earth magnets, and almost 100% of the related metal production. In 2010, China temporarily cut off rare earth supplies to Japan, the European Union, and the United States. This has been covered by the San Francisco Chronicle, the Wall Street Journal, the New York Times, and other publications. Dr. Koo and then Dr. Peterson, if a worst-case scenario were to happen, and China was to again cut off supplies, what impact would this have for U.S. Manufacturers, and what can we do to make ourselves less vulnerable in this area?
So, Congressman, speaking from GE's perspective, we use rare earth elements in our lighting business, in our medical imaging business for healthcare. They appear in our power generation systems and turbines. And so if there was a sudden complete disruption in supply, that would certainly cause some concern within our senior management. There are things that we've tried to put in place to mitigate at least some of the risk, but a complete disruption, I believe, would be tough.
Sure. And also, Mr. Peterson.
It would be, pardon me, it'd be a real challenge for this country, because a number of the supplies that we use for critical infrastructure, as Mr. Lambert mentioned and a few other folks have mentioned, it would be tremendously disrupted because our defense systems, our cell phones wouldn't even have the right colors to them any longer because rare earth elements are used in all of these sorts of technology systems that we have. So it would be a tremendous change. Your car doors would get thicker and your gas mileage would go down, for example. Thank you.
I have a yes or no question for each member of the panel, and I'll start with Dr. Koo and go to your left. Are you satisfied with the state of federal research into these critical miracles? Yes or no?
The current level. To understand the question.
Yeah, the U.S. government's current participation as far as federal research dollars being spent on understanding these materials. Are you satisfied?
In light of yesterday's vote, or
well, just in
general?
Overall. Could we do better?
I'm sorry?
Could we do better?
Yes.
Okay. And what do you think, Mr. Fellows?
I have to be honest and say I'm not in a position to answer the question, not being familiar enough with federal spending on these matters. So I'm sorry, I'm agnostic on that one.
No, I appreciate it. Mr. Pyatt.
I think we can do better, definitely.
Great. And Mr. Lambert?
I think we could do much better.
Great. And finally, Dr. Peters.
And yes, we can do better. Thank you.
And thank you. And Mr. Chair, that's why, again, as I said, I came here today. I do think we can do better, and I'm completely open to working with the chairman and continuing to work with the majority who supported the bill yesterday and its leadership to find a way, as I said, to not cede leadership to China and other countries on this issue. And I thank you for, again, allowing me to participate in today's hearing.
Well, you're very welcome, and I think we would all agree